Hi everybody, this is Aunt Cheryl Lynn. This is my next video. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you and tell you that this channel was designed for my nieces and nephews who like the way that I organize my home and ask me periodically for tips. So I've decided to just make videos. So for the laundry routine, you want to put the clothes in the washer, and then you want to dry them, and then you want to put them away. You don't want to leave out any of those steps. You want to finish the process. Let's talk about the after dinner routine. All of the kids can help, especially the older ones like Jay and Kavant and Gavin and Taryn, of course, can help. But let them do what they can. And then for the little kids, even if it's just picking something up off the floor, they can do that, or dumping their garbage in the trash. They can do that. If they're 2 years old and they can carry their dish, they can help. And you want them to help because you're training them that the house, maintaining the house is everybody's responsibility, not just yours. You're the CEO. You're the boss. You're the one that's supposed to be managing everything and managing the people in your home. But you want to do it in a way that everybody's happy. So do your job, CEO. So now that we've done the dinner routine, let's talk about paper clutter. I am very weak with paper clutter. It's a challenge for me to maintain paper, but it's an important part of managing a home. And I'm not good at it, but guess who is? Aunt Jean. Aunt Jean has made some suggestions that's going to make it really, really helpful. Now you can still go to flylady.net or flylady.com and get the details on paper clutter. Of course, it's going to be more involved in what I'm telling you here. I'm just going to go over some basic things. Okay, with paper clutter, there's a few things that you need. First, you need space. A space for managing the paper. And in that space, you want to have something like this, where you can put papers that require action and papers that require filing. Okay? And this is what Aunt Jean recommends. She recommends that instead of keeping a big file cabinet full of all of your papers, just keep the papers that you need to keep and keep them by the month. So you need 12 envelopes like this. You put a month on each one of them, and at the end of the month, all of the papers that you've received for that month is in here. You don't need to keep monthly bills like your OPBD or your MUD, because you're going to get those every month, and once you pay them, you can always go online or call to get information about those bills. You don't need to keep those bills. But important papers, you want to keep in these files. And all you have to do is just kind of remember, well, when did we get that? And then go back to that month and file it. Find it or file it. And so I think that's a great, great suggestion by Aunt Jean. And I'm going to also suggest that you just keep one of these envelopes for each one of your kids with their medical records or school records, so that when you need it, you just find their name and find their files. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual bills. I have a channel that I watch on YouTube called His and Her Money, and it's a couple, and their main goal is to pay off their home in 15 years. And what they suggest you do is have an account, a bank account, for nothing but paying bills. So you set this account up and you pay all of your bills online. But as far as your records at home, you want to create an envelope for each one of your bills. You want to put the balance, if it's an ongoing bill, installment kind of bill, put the balance so that each time you make a payment, you can subtract it and know what the balance is. But you want to put the date that the bill is due, and you also want to put the date that it's paid. So, and also the date when the money is in the account. So you can look at this envelope and see, okay, well, the money went into the account for me to pay this bill on such and such day, and I paid it on such and such day, and you have an ongoing record of that bill. And once you've paid it, then it can go into your action file for next month if it's an ongoing bill, or it can just go into your envelope as paid if it's a final bill that you paid off. But anyway, I think this is a great idea, and you can use play money if you want to. Like if you've got $600 in the bank, just have $600 worth of play money and say, okay, we're going to give $50 to this, we're going to give $40 to this, or whatever, and you're keeping track of the money that you have in the bank. I think that's an excellent idea. And then the last thing that you need is a calendar. A calendar will help you to maintain records on birthdays, on special events, on bills, on your schedule. Just a common calendar, inexpensive calendar for the whole family to use. You can even put your menu on the calendar. So that's basically what I have for paper clutter. And the first thing that you need to do is declutter that room. If it's a bunch of stuff like my room is, you need to go and declutter it before you start trying to manage it. And you need to do it right away because bills don't wait. And you want to make sure you do everything you can to establish good credit if you don't have it, or maintain good credit if you do. Okay, that's all I have for that. Next, I'm going to go over a few of the appliances that I enjoy using in my home, so stay tuned. Okay, this is a dehydrator. I got it from the Goodwill. I had a salad at Panera Bread one time with Fuji apples in it, dried Fuji apples, and it was so good. When I seen this at Goodwill, I just thought I gotta get this because I would really like to try to make that at home, and it worked. So I dry my own apples. I haven't tried anything else with it successfully. I tried banana chips, but they didn't turn out very good. They looked awful. So, but I really like doing my apples on this, and this is a really good healthy treat for the kids. They can eat as many as they want. This right here is equivalent to 1 apple. This is a pressure cooker by Faberware. The one that I really wanted was an Instant Pot, but I seen this on sale at a store that was closing and I got it, and I think it works just as good. But the Instant Pot one has a lot of recipes on YouTube, and this one operates a little bit differently, so I can't really try a lot of the recipes. But anyway, I cook chicken gizzards in this in 30 minutes, meatloaf, Cornish hens. You can make chili in it, just mix everything up. You can brown food in it and then pressure cook it. You can make rice in it. You can use it as a slow cooker. It just has so many different uses that it replaces the crock pot, but I kept my crock pot because I can cook something in my crock pot and cook something in this at the same time. So it's you don't need to get rid of your crock pot. But I really like this. It's called a pressure cooker, and it's safe. It will not open if it's too hot. It will not open until you've released the pressure on it. So it's a safe unit, and I love it. Okay, you guys, on the last unit that I just showed you, the pressure cooker, that ran me about $59, and I think they run anywhere from $59 to $100, depending on the size that you need and the size of your family. This is just a toaster oven. Kayla uses one, and I thought, well, I think I'll try it out. And it's great. I really use it a lot. It was only $18 at Walmart. Very inexpensive. I don't even know how they could sell something like this for $18, but they did. But I will cook stuff in the pressure cooker and then brown it with this. I use it for making toast. I use it for baking fish because it's just so much simpler than using the oven. So anytime I can get away with using this rather than my oven, then I use this. I really like it a lot, and it was very inexpensive. This is a new product that you can see on TV now. They're selling it. Roscoe ordered it, and it works really great. You slide your bacon through these slots and put it in the oven, and when it's done, the bacon is really not greasy at all, and it's real crispy like Roscoe likes. So this was worth the money. I haven't used it for anything else, but I'm going to try and use it if I ever make cornbread again for my cornbread. But it was well worth the money, and I think it might have cost $20 or something like that. I don't think it was real expensive. Now, this is kind of like a little food processor I use for slicing foods. I like prepping as much as I can. When I bring my groceries home, the fresh vegetables, I like to prep them. Like if I'm going to use sliced onions, I just slice them on here, or diced onions. I have another thing that I use to process diced onions. And I just like to have as much food prepared so that when I do get ready to cook, I don't have to spend a lot of time in prepping. And when you buy these things already prepped in the grocery store, it's very expensive. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to show you is this little food processing thing. I really use this a lot for dicing stuff. Had it for about 3 or 4 years. You just put your vegetables in here and you just push down and dice it. So I can prep onions, I can prep tomatoes, I can prep garlic because it's got a little one for garlic. So I can just prep as much as I want for meals.